Hello guys, welcome to a great episode of Masanda Fan Vlog, a special one. It seems as if you are an annual guest.
I'm like a full moon, I come once in a while.
and you come when good things are happening.
Yeah, I mean, 8 goals in 2 games. Wow. I think last time I saw the Sundowns team being prolific was in 2017 when they gave Pirates 6. It's been a long time.
Yeah, and now you're giving teams 5, giving teams 3, and what better way to do it than on the road? And
you're not just beating a team, an ordinary team. You're beating a CAF Confederation team, Royal AM, and a team that have an almost similar pressing style as Sundowns. And for me, I think this was a big win for Sundowns.
Same here. I think the win against Maritzburg United, you could say there was a lot of factors that you can look at to say, yeah, you win 5-0, but I think this was maybe a much better test.
A wise man said, who gave you an idea to go toe-to-toe with Sundowns? and you can't go toe-to-toe with Sundowns and survive. And I think Coach Sid Ramovic of TX Galaxy gave us an idea.
Yes.
And the coach of Paris, Jose Riviero, gave us another idea that you can't go toe-to-toe against them and survive. I think the 2 coaches in the last 2 games, I think they've also learned their lesson, and I don't think they will ever repeat it again.
Do you think any other team would try to do this? Would be brave enough?
They'll be naive to do it.
Stupidly brave.
I mean, Mangete knows it well, because he knows that you can't go toe-to-toe against this team, and if you try, you'll get 3, you'll get 4, and you'll get 5. So the best way to do it is to play low block, hope for that break, score first, because once you score first against Sundowns, they hardly ever come back.
That's true. And also, Sundowns, the moment you score, you force them to almost exert, push you to the limits, and you open up. And
the levels of anxiety, they increase. And the moment that happens in the Sundowns team, they're not used to chasing games. They're not used to be under pressure. So I think the idea of playing low blocks and scoring first, I think it's one thing that the Sundowns technical team needs to try and overcome. Because I think the sooner the better. Because if they don't do it on the 31st of December, Zizokala again.
I want to talk about that now, but yeah. What did you make of our starting lineup not changing from the one against Maritzburg? The only change was Rushin, and we played Mvala today. What did you make of that?
I think Sundowns. Let me first look at Royal AM. Royal AM, I expected them to play with a 9. Obviously, Stoffels is good playing as a second striker, not as a first striker. I think not as a target man, so to say, because I expected to Makupu or De Jong to play up top, and it didn't happen. Makupu came off the bench, so Stoffels, I think, was not a type of personnel that Sundowns expected to defend against. But you look at the way that he played in the first half. I think Stoffels gave Sundowns problems, and he also had a one-on-one with the keeper that he missed, and you saw a Musa Lebusa yellow card as well. You could see that immobility of Stoffels was giving Sundowns defense problems, and for Mvala had these moments of panics where
in the first half,
where he didn't know what to do with the ball, and at times he kicked it out unnecessarily. So, but I do believe that the starting lineup it was okay. It was okay. I think you can live with it, and looking at the way they played against Maritzburg, I think they deserve to get another chance.
I hear you. It would be interesting to see going forward, because most of these guys really raised their hands. I mean, Keisha's is raising both hands now.
4 goals contributions in 2 games, and brace against Maritzburg. You see him getting a goal and an assist today. For me, I think game intelligence is what sets him apart. I think when we looked at a player like Promise Mkuma, Keleto Makalwa, you expected those boys to do well, but it didn't work out for them. And I'm not saying that their Sundowns chapter has been closed,
Yes.
but if you look at a player that really hits the ground running at Sundowns, it gotta be Cassius. And it's not like Cassius is been given a free ride. I think he's worked for his sport, and he has taken care of his space as well. And you look at his body language. I know that Coach Rolani said a lot of things around his game in terms of build-up play that he's not contributing much. But for me, I think when he's on the ball, you can always expect something, whether with his left or with his right. I think he can give Sundowns a lot. And with the assist that he gave, I think if it was me, I was going to go for a left, but he decided to close, and then he created a space, and he found a player unmarked in the far post. And for me, that shows game intelligence. And Cassius is still going to give Sundowns fans a lot of joy going forward.
Talk about learning on the job. He's really learning on the job.
and for a player of his age to be that calm in the box, I think when Keleto was getting opportunities under Coach Pito, he showed exactly the same game intelligence. So
Yes.
at times we need to give credit to Sundowns development team for developing these players to have that kind of mentality inside the box.
And being so brave.
Yes, and I know Coach Peter will say Baktelaga eyes. Yeah, I think Cassius showed a lot of that. We must give credit to Coach David Notwane, Coach Surprise Moriri for giving boys such platform and such calmness inside the box, and look what they're doing when they get an opportunity in the first team. I don't think that Sundowns in the next 2 or 3 years will regret ever promoting a player like Cassius.
That's true. 6 wins on the bounce. 12 out of 15 from the last match block. 6 out of 6 so far in this match, 5 match block. What do you think is realistically possible in this match block? Because to me, I ask you this because I'm thinking, if you go and you become perfect in this match block, or maybe you draw one or you lose one, but you win the rest, I think in the next match block 3, you would have taken care of the job. I don't think anyone will catch us in that marathon.
You know, the interesting part is that when the team returns on the 31st, it's Pirates. And then in January, if I remember correctly, there are about 6 games again. So
and then on the 4th of February, it's Pirates again.
It's Pirates again in February. and if Sundowns can do those games, I think the league will be over by February. I don't know if we want to see that happening so soon, but if Sundowns can go another 6 games in a row, I don't think that it will be fair for the league. I think that the other PSL teams, if they are watching this, I think they really need to stop this moving train, because once it gets going and once it keeps going, it's going to be difficult for the league to be entertaining.
I don't know if you remember 2019-20 season. I think around December, I once tweeted and I said, if Chiefs really let us win this title, if they really let us win this title, it's going to be so sad because we're going to win 4 more. Never must find that tweet and put it somewhere here. Because I remember saying that, and now when I look at it, I'm like, when I said that, sometimes you'll say things and you hope the team help you and make you look like a genius. But it's so insane how sure I was that this thing is going to happen. And at the time, I thought Coach Pizzo would still be here. The man is not here, but we are still. The train is moving. It's like we like an important passenger got off, but we are moving at the same speed.
Someone said at Sundowns, it's not the players that makes the system, but the system makes the players. I think the system is in place. I think I'm saying this with all due respect. I think if any other coach can come to Sundowns and try to change the system will kick him out.
Same way some certain players, when they come, the system kicks them out.
Precisely so. And
the system is ruthless.
It's a terrible system to work under. And I'll always say, for any player to go into Sundowns, first you need to ask your agent, and you need to ask your family, your parents, and your
ancestors, maybe,
and your partner, your ancestors, everybody. You ask them, are you fitting in that system or not?
Yeah.
Because if you're not fitting in the system, I think you can go there and sit in the grandstand and play scoop with the rest of the fans. But if you're really sure that you fit the system, I think you can go to Sundowns and change your family life.
Well put. Let's go into the ratings. Ronwen.
What did he do today? Oh,
Except for one clearance in the first half and one shot that he saved. I don't remember much.
okay. From I was gonna give him an 8 out of 10, but I will always say for any keeper or for any defense to allow a player to get a one-on-one against the goalkeeper, and for that inside the box scramble that was cleared off the line, I will take 2 from him and I will give him a 7 out of 10. Because organizing the defense is his responsibility, his sole responsibility, and he knows it.
I can't argue with that. Another thing that we've always said about Ronwen is how he doesn't come out during set pieces and corner kicks. But today I saw him come out once. I wonder if it's something that is being developed, another part of his game that is being developed out of him, because I'm not sure if he's confident enough, or maybe also his stature is holding him back from doing that.
But you must remember that in the first half he was defending Stoffels and he was not defending Umakupu. I don't think that he can risk going off his line if Makupu is there or De Jong is there, because those players are taller than him and they're strong in the air. But when you're defending a short player like Stoffels, I think any keeper can always try and go out and collect those balls.
Yeah. Tapelo.
Tapelo.
Bear in mind he played 2 positions.
Tapelo played right back and he played left back. Did not do much in the second half. I think in the second half when Sundowns was under siege, Tapelo absorbed pressure.
He was a fire extinguisher in the second half.
Precisely. And for me, and for that performance, I'll say Tapelo deserves a 7.5 out of 10.
I love these ratings. Grant. I like the second half much better than the first half.
You know, with Grant, he's partially to be blamed for some of the mistakes that Mothobi Mvala made in the first half, because he was not opening the space enough for him to. He was not making himself an option for Mothobi. That is why Mothobi was playing those ball out, and for that, I think he also understands that. As much as his primary responsibility is to defend, but he also needs to make it easy for his partner, because I think when he's playing with Rushin doesn't mind to turn and pass to the goalkeeper, and for him, I think Grant did not allow Mothobi to have an option other than to kick it out, and for that I'll take 1 from him and I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Yeah,
and also I think he dropped his performance. If you judge his performance against Maritzburg and tonight, he dropped his performance, and I agree with you.
Mind you, against Maritzburg he was facing Friday Sam and Macheke, and the time around he was facing a very pacey player in Stoffels. I like a player like Stoffels because he shows you what you are good enough or not, and this time around I don't think our defense had a plan for him in the first half, hence I feel Uguti Grant deserves a 7. Mothobi, if you look at the second half alone, Mothobi was one of our better performers. I think he won almost every ball that was pumped up front. But because of the first half, I'll give Mothobi a 6.5.
6.5. I'm loving this rating. I'm loving. Have you ever seen you just agree with everything? But also, when in KZN. It's the Propylene show.
Yeah, my home, my rules.
Musa.
Captain, I felt sorry for him. Because it seems like Royal AM's plan was to target Musa.
Yes.
And looking at Sundowns, they've got 3 left backs out, injured. 1 is suspended, and they've got 4 left backs out on loan. And Sundowns had no option, they had no choice but to play him. And Pelembe enjoyed himself.
He really did. The way they were targeting him, didn't it remind you of when teams used to play the ball behind Nazimend?
and they knew that Nascimento can't turn.
Yeah.
It was the same case with Moscow. Moscow, I think I'll give him a 4.5.
Yeah, Shem. Also, I'm happy that the coaches saw the avalanche of attack that was going inside and they saved them.
And
also, he was on a yellow.
And the type of PR that Coach Rolani made in the post-match presser when he said that they realized that Mulebusa is on a yellow and then all those kind of things. I think it's a good PR, Coach Rolani. But truth be told, Pelembe was giving Sundowns problems on the side.
A player I think is. I was saying to you in the first half that I think this season Debza is going through growing pains, but in the past 2 games, you can say he's looking like he's arriving.
I don't know whether it's because of the type of players that are playing in front of him, the 2-8s, that makes it so easy for him. And there was also a Kamaldeen factor, because Kamaldeen was playing in between the lines, and Debza was the first one to pick Kamaldeen whenever Royal AM were in transition. And for me, I think that is where he played his best. He had his best moments, tracking Kamaldeen and ensuring that whenever the ball gets to Kamaldeen, he must force him to play it wide. And for that, I'll give Debza a good 8.
I'm happy with that rating as well. Marcelo Allende, what a footballer.
I want to do Allende and Mkhulisi at the same time.
Everywhere.
Allende and Mkhulisi as the 2-8 in the first half, they controlled everything for Sundowns. And the Sundowns were trying by all means to play through them. But what happened was Royal AM, in most cases, whenever the ball is in Allende, they will have 2 players closing them down. If it goes to Mkhulisi, they will have 2 players closing him down. And they will be forced to either to play to Debza or to go wide or to play back. And in those situations, they hardly had the ball. They had the progressive ball to the final third, and that made Royal AM look much more stronger in the first half.
They tamed Tapelo as well.
Yes, and as soon as Sundowns went into the final 5 minutes where Sundowns got the goal, I think that is where Royal AM players were getting tired, and they were no longer putting the same amount of energy on Allende and Mkhulisi at the time, and hence Sundowns managed to get that goal. But if I were to look at the negative side of it, Allende took time to release the ball at times. Mkhulisi lost about 7 balls, if I remember correctly, and I was counting them because my focus was on the 2-8s, and he lost about 7 balls. But when you look at the areas where he lost those balls, it was either he was rushing his pass, which is not a Mkhulisi type of game, or he was overthinking his pass, and he will play a ball and that will land into a Royal AM player instead of a player that he was intending to pass to. So for that reason, the 2-8s, I will give them a good 7 out of 10.
That's still a good rating. Another thing about Blesser is that he knows how to plug gaps and almost disrupt whatever the opposition is trying to do, like closing passing lanes. He knows how to open a passing lane for himself. But I feel like right now, especially him and Mayema, I think they're rushing things so much and they're trying to be perfect. I remember I asked Coach Rulane the other time something I heard from Jurgen Klopp when he said his players are rushing to find the perfect pass instead of passing enough until the perfect pass. Like
someone said, it's no longer about the positional game these days. It's about players who are able to find spaces. And Siphelele Mkhulisi is one of those players who's perfect in finding spaces. He knows where to play the ball. But I think most people who follow his game, what they want to see from Siphelele is to see him making those progressive passes into the final third, getting more into the box and all those kind of situations. And if he can increase his numbers there, I think he can get his goals, he can get his assists. But for now, I think it's not enough for him to control the pace of the game and to control midfield and to control spaces and to rotate the ball. That's not enough. There's more that Siphelele can do that can help Sundowns to become better than what they are at the moment.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I like how they're almost unmasking him, and we are almost seeing small nuances of something different from Siphelele. And because at times he was a bit more one-dimensional, but lately, even Coach Mangoa mentioned the fact that they're looking for verticality from him, and I think he's coming out of his shell as well, and I think it's something that is gonna be good for him in future.
The greatest player that ever played in this country, John Shoes Moshe, once said, "A happy mind performs wonders." I think Spinelli is in a good space mentally. That is why we see him performing the way that he's doing. I think in the past months, I don't think that he was in a good space. I don't know, but for me, I think he's in a good space. I just really want to know. Maybe I'll ask him next time what was going on when he was not playing, because maybe he will give us another perspective.
That's true. Let's go to Cassius.
What can I say? I don't want to be emotional on this one, because I might say the wrong things. You see, with Cassius, he plays in moments. There are moments where you feel Uguti, he's keeping his energy, he's protecting himself, and he's doing the basic stuff. And there are moments where you can see that he's still a child. He's still naive. He still wants to go to spaces that he believes in creating magic.
Still rolling? We're still fine. Sure.
He still believes in creating magic, and I'm not sure whether he realized that he can do more than what he's doing currently. He can create a lot of magic. You know the assist that he gave today is a sign that there's still more that this boy can do. In the match, okay, let me not count Le Pass with all due respect, but if you look at the match against Maritzburg United, he showed that he can do a lot. And he was constantly looking for the ball against Maritzburg, but against Royal AM, he was not looking for the ball as much as I expected him to. I don't know whether it was because Royal AM had a plan for him, or he played too much in midweek that he lost a bit of energy. I don't know, but I think those passing lanes to him were bloated today. Those areas, I think they were a bit more bloated. Yeah, because you look at Kobeti from Royal AM. Kobeti was breaking those passes from Ayanda and Mkulis, and Kobeti for me was man of the match from a Royal AM side, because aerially he was winning those duels, and he was breaking those passes, and he was helping Royal AM. In the first half, he allowed Palane to spray those passes and to control the tempo of the game. But you look at Cassius, for me, I would say this is not his best performance. I know that he won the man of the match.
And scored a goal.
I think whoever chooses the man of the match was a bit emotional. I'll give him a good 6.5. I know you disagree.
That's a bit harsh. An assist and a goal?
You know, an assist and a goal does not necessarily mean that a player was.
I agree. Was the standout performer.
And sometimes Coach Pito asked who chooses the man of the match. And they gave him an answer and said, what did he do? Okay, in the case of Cassius, yes, he gave an assist, yes, he scored a goal, but if you can roll back, if you can watch his clip again, and you look at the moments.
Trust me, they'll be doing corrections. I think they're going to get the day off tomorrow. They'll probably be doing corrections on Monday.
and I expect Coach Rolani to reply on this, to tell me if I'm wrong or right.
Okay. You know, one thing I like about Cassius, Villa once said to me, at Sundowns, if you can break the lines, you forever find yourself in the starting 11. Hashim?
His game, we are so used to his game being that player that presses up top, and at times you want Hashim to play, and you want Hashim to grab the ball by his horns. And for me, he did not give me the same energy that I expected from him. I think today was one of his off days, and without saying much, I'll give him a good 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I hear you. Mshishi off the bench.
You are on Mshishi now, but we skip Neo.
I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot. I forgot. At the tip of the diamond. How can I forget that?
How can you forget Neo? Neo, that's where Neo supposed to play every game. That's his position. he must compete in that position.
You must compete with Mshishi.
He must compete in the Mshishi. He must compete in Nabo Gaston, right up there. Not as an 8, but right there.
Yeah.
And for me today, I think this was one of Neo's best games. I think it deserves a good 7.5.
There's a ball. I forgot who played it. I think it was Ronwen. He killed that ball dead.
In the second half, yeah. A very good first touch. And I've criticized him before.
Yeah.
On how he used to lose the ball cheaply.
Yeah.
But I'll say this again today. What makes Neo not to be a standout player for Sundowns? Sometimes he overthinks things.
True.
I think being an intelligent human being sometimes works in his disadvantage. There are moments where Neo is supposed to play simply 1-2 and he takes a shot.
Yeah.
But Neo will try and dribble. Sometimes he'll try and make a turn. Those situations, they tend to delay his movements. Instead of making a right decision, sometimes he will make a decision late. So, but today, I think today he was spot on most of the time, and hence I'm giving him a 7.5.
Mshishi?
We've said a lot about Tembazwane, and I'm not going to say anything else now. I think for his contribution today, I'll give him a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Please rate Ralani and Magoe.
Ralani,
as a collective.
Ralani as a collective. No, they also deserve 5 out of 10. I think also Ralani getting into the score sheets. I think it was important for his confidence.
Yes.
It was important for him, and his goal allowed the team to breathe a little bit, and it showed. It gave Sundowns a good 6 points in KZN. So good that they came to KZN, a very difficult province to get points in. But they came and they conquered. I think it deserves more minutes than what he got today, and I hope that he works on this and he enjoyed his days at Sundowns.
The pro, thank you so much.
Oh, let's rate Sereno than the coaches, ne?
Oh, Sereno came on. I didn't see that.
Sereno came on. He provided an assist.
Yeah.
He got a one-on-one at the keeper. He dribbled the keeper and made an assist, I think, for the Rolando goal.
Oh, okay.
And he also got another one-on-one that took him.
I'm so sorry. I missed that one because I was moving from the away stand to the home stand. I had to cover both ends. I'm so sorry. Actually, the second goal, when they scored the second goal, I was already moving to the home stands. I was told by the analysts who scored the second and the third. So please forgive me.
So those 2 goals were very quick.
Yeah.
Gaston will get a 5.5 for his contribution.
That's a good rating.
Little bit slightly higher than the other subs, and the coaches for this one, I think they deserve an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
The VS is 5.5. The pro, thank you so much. Thank you so much to you. Thank you so much to Tavuyo manning the camera for me there. I appreciate you gentlemen so much. I'll see you when? Next year again?
We'll see first week of January, Sundowns versus Amazulu, or Amazulu versus Sundowns, because they want us to say it correctly. Amazulu versus Sundowns.
Yeah.
Moses Mapida Stadium. I don't know what the part I can see with Yakilazaland.
Yeah. Yeah. No. We're okay at 25. We're okay at 25. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Tapro, for being a good spot and always making time for us here. We really appreciate it, and see you when we see you.
Yeah, no. In the comment section, please comment and click the share button and subscribe to Masanda Wanafan Vlog and share on the social media platforms.
The main man has spoken. Thanks, Tapro.
Thank you.